Hi there, we are going to talk about categories and tags in this video. So both of these things help you organize your content, your blog posts, and they also help your readers navigate to the topics that they are most interested in. So if we take a look at the blog right now, you can see that we have lots of different posts here. So let's just click on one. And if you scroll down here, we can see that it's filed under, so that's the category, and it's tagged with a few different things. So your categories and tags might not always be at the bottom, they might be at the top. It just depends on the theme that you're using. So let's say that we really enjoyed this post and we want to read other things in this category. So we can click on that as the reader, and we can see that there's other posts in this category. Or let's say that we really liked this post about summer, so we're going to click on summer and we're going to see that there are more posts about summer. So how does that work in a real life situation? Well, let's say you had a gardening blog and you wrote about flowers, you wrote about vegetables, you wrote about container gardening, you wrote about all of these different things. So you could create those as categories. And that way it helps you organize things and it also helps your readers. For example, if they were reading a post about, container gardening and they wanted to do more of that, then they could search through the tag, if you had a tag that had container gardening, and read all of those posts. Or for example, let's say that you wrote about food topics and you had breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, and dinner recipes. I could just click on the category and I could find all of those posts. So let's take a look at where to put those in the actual blog. So let's click Edit Post here. And you will see the categories right here. A post can fall into more than one category. For example, if you, going back to the food blog example, let's say a Monte Cristo sandwich. That could be breakfast or it could be lunch. It's a brunch item. So it could be in both categories. Now, let's say you had an omelet recipe that had bacon in it, but you also had a lunch recipe, BLT sandwich, that had bacon in it. So you could tag both of those recipes with bacon. So if somebody really liked bacon and they were on your blog and they wanted to read everything about bacon, they could click on that tag. So that specific recipe could fall into both a breakfast and a lunch, or it could fall into both a lunch and a dinner category, but it also has that tag of bacon. So it makes things easier for people to find. So you can set up your categories here, and then you can set up your tags here. If you decide that you don't necessarily like that category and you want to change it, you can just click in it, unclick where it has been clicked, and you can update. And then if you decide, what, I do like it in that one category, update again. It's super simple. And as far as tags, let's say that you decide you don't want it in the sandals. You're actually going to make a flip-flop tag for the style of shoe. And you can click that, and then you're just going to want to update. And like I said, this is just for navigation. Once we actually create our navigation menu, our navigation bar, which is going to be the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up links so that people can easily find, different categories and tags. And if we come over here onto the menu, you will see that there are categories and tags listed. So let's click on the categories and just take a look at that. So here are the categories that we have. If you decide that you don't like one of them, you can use this to delete that category if you want to delete all those categories. We don't want to delete all of our categories, of course. This will tell you how many blog posts are in that category. So, this will help you decide if you should delete a category, if you're just not posting in that category. This will help you over here create new categories. You could add them, on. We'll go back over here. We can add categories right on the same screen that we write the blog post. You can add a new category, but you can also do it from the category menu. It just helps you. It just is a bigger screen, and like I said, it will tell you exactly how many posts are in each category. It allows you to delete categories. You can also have a parent category. So for example, if you were someone that blogged about, like I said, food earlier, you might have a parent category of restaurants where maybe you reviewed food that you ate out at restaurants. And so the parent category was restaurants, and then you could have subcategories of different cities, like if you went to New York City or LA or some other city. And again, just think about this in terms of your blog, make it apply to your blog. So, for example, if you weren't necessarily writing about food and traveling, if you were writing about parenting, then maybe, the parent category could be, toddlers. And then you would have, littler categories within there. So you could have, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. So you could have maybe games for toddlers, and every post that was about games, that would be in there. And then you could also have specific posts about meals that maybe toddlers really like or something like that. And then let's take a look here at this tags screen, and you can, again, it looks a lot like the categories. You could see here how many times you're using the tag, so you can decide if that's something you really need or not. If you are looking and you just are not posting with that tag, then you can choose to delete it. You can do it individually, just like all of the other screens I've shown you. Just highlight, put your mouse in that little section, and that menu will jump up. You can also use the bulk action menu, and you can come over here and you could add your tags as well. The slug is just right here, like a little descriptor. And you have a little area here where you can have a bigger description. So that is categories and tags. And so the next video will be creating your navigation, and we will definitely be using categories and tags in that video.